Hi and welcome back. This is the last session we have with the authors of the book The Mind of the World Philosophy Day 2019. We are right now doing the interviews at the Istana Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. This is a really good place. And today with us is Dr. Shark. He's known as Dr. Shark because he's Dr. Shamsul Rahman. Doctor,
yes.
Welcome.
Oh,
thank you for accepting this invitation.
Thank you.
And being here with us.
Please.
Dr. Shark is one of the authors of the book, and he wrote about to love and to live life. So we're going to talk about this topic a little bit with him and to understand better his understanding about these concepts. So doctor, what does exactly live life means?
Well, basically, if you see around you, for example, when I see my students, when they graduated from the university, they work themselves out to survive in the outside world, and they find time only for their family, but sometimes they do not care about themselves. They grow fat, they don't take care of their health, and also they lost something, which is the passion in whatever they do. When I say passion, means they do not have time for their other activities. They do not look at other possible events or activities that they can get involved with. So when I say live life, means you do not just live your life by going back to go to work, coming back, and then eat, sleep. But you need to find something else that you can do. For example, maybe you are involved in theater, maybe you have involved in mercy work, social work, or any other things that they can top up into their life. Do you get that?
Yeah, I get it. How about those persons that are workaholics? You know, that they feel passionate about what they do.
They may think that they are passionate about workaholics, but it's going to affect them because their soul is basically empty. They do not have anything except work. We have people like that in this world where they are just totally workaholic, and they do not find time to explore their potential, because everybody will have a potential. I do not see my potential in my university days. I graduated and I explore. So at the moment, for example, I started scuba diving, I started theater, I started mountain climbing, which I have not done before. So people need to enjoy life. That's what I mean. So it's very pitiful if a person is just workaholic without knowing the passion and explore what they can do more with their life.
Now, this way, how people live life, how you just describe it, you know, how common is it? I mean, from around all the people, your closest person you know, how much would you say that they really live their life?
Closest to me?
Yeah.
Well, some do, some don't.
Oh, of
and
course.
Most don't.
Most don't.
Most don't.
That's the answer. Okay.
So that's the reason why I'm saying this. And they need to find time, because, for example, the closest person to me is my sister. She's a teacher, and she works with handicapped children. She's a teacher who teaches on how to communicate, let the students on how to communicate with the public. But she did an extra work. She taught the students on how to be independent, handicapped students. And the greatest thing is she was awarded with a Chakri Award by the Bangkok Palace from Thailand. And this award is coming from overseas. And she did this on her own passion. She find that how do you say, it gives her a good feeling on contributing to the public. So basically that's it. And when I say some of them do not get any passion at all, for example, I have my students, they are involved in theatre. They explore that they have talents in theatre in my university days, in their university days, where I have a theatre group in the university. And when they graduated, they did not pursue their talent. And I really do not know why. Because to me, they have the talent, but they just lose it. They do not search for it more. And the funny thing is, some of them explore more into that theatre talent, and they created their own theatre group in Kuala Lumpur.
Great. You know, this topic is interesting to me because I believe that the life that we have nowadays is totally different than the life you might have maybe when you were, you know, younger.
Yeah, younger.
Because
okay.
right now I may be 30, maybe, and you know, I'm telling when you are 15, something like that. But the thing is that why I think it's different, because maybe, you know, before, having a normal life is like, as you say, go to the work, coming back, and the work maybe is not something you can be passionate for. But what is happening nowadays is that we are in a globalized world where your work can affect other side of the planet. Like me, I'm here in Malaysia, I'm from Ecuador, you know, I work there, but what I do there affect what many people hear from our organization, which is the World Philosophical Forum. So in this context, it's interesting, this topic, because you just said that people who are workaholics, they have nothing, you know, inside. They don't have passion. They're empty. But what about those entrepreneurs which have tried to change the world? And well, this is not new at all, because since Henry Ford, let's say, or since you know, well, all of these great inventors that we can call them workaholics, but change the world. So in their passion, they convert their passion in their work, and they change the world and know the world in that way. So
that's passion. That's part of the passion. When you say work passion, means they created something. They created something which is useful for the whole world, not just for themselves. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
So you are passionate about your work. For example, myself, I'm passionate about wastewater treatment and theatre. All right. So in my wastewater, I'm passionate in my work, but you try to create something that is useful for the public.
Get it.
And on the other side, you have a passion, another passion in another field altogether. So it's up to you. You want to create just one passion or 10 passions, because there are limitless possibilities that you can do with your life.
Get it. So it's totally different being passionate about your work than being workaholic.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
I totally get it. Okay.
Exactly.
I read in your paper that you remember, you know, to put Allah in place in our life. So, but is it possible to live our life without being a religious person?
Well, I've met a lot of friends in the States. They're not religious, and they are passionate in their work. So to that question, yes. But for me to say that they have to remember Allah is basically to remember God. Because for Muslims, we call God Allah. And the reason why we have to remember Allah is because whatever we do, we are accountable later in life. That's what we believe. In Muslims, whatever we do in this life, you are going to be answering for all the actions. So that is the reason why.
No, I totally agree. I understand that those actions are going to be judged, maybe, in the afterlife.
And judged, and also whatever you do is going to affect others. Whatever actions that you're going to do will be affecting others, and you may do bad things, you may do cheating or lying, but whatever you lie, for example, in Muslim, right, to lie is a sin. So that's why I say you have to remember that you should not lie, because you are going to be accountable. So that's why some people do lie, because they do not have that sense of that they're going to be answerable. Sometimes people who are believing in God as well, they forget that they are doing things which is against their own religion, and they are comfortable doing it. And sometimes that amazes me, where don't they not realize that they're doing something wrong? You know, look at this world, and people are doing things which is not, which are doing things which are affecting other people. For example, throwing rubbish. You know, in the whole world, you can see there is a rubbish in the ocean, and the rubbish is becoming an island. And that rubbish is not coming from one country. It's coming from all the rivers in the world. And to throw one rubbish into a dustbin is so difficult nowadays. You drive by and you see people throwing a rubbish into the river. He drove a motorcycle, stopped by, and take this rubbish bin into the river, dump it. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening here? It's just plain common sense. And people are doing it.
There is a saying that you know, you can see that every day, that the common sense is the less common sense, you know? It's the less common of the senses, something like that.
It's something difficult to teach. Common sense is something difficult to teach nowadays.
It's really impressive. I get amazed about the things you can see every day. But talking about lying, you say about, you advise people not to lie in your paper, but I guess that is a common practice, because you're giving that advice. But why do you think people lie?
Why do I think people lie? Well, basically just to cover themselves, because they think of themselves. They think of their own benefits, and they do not care about other people's feelings. Whatever their actions, they do not care that it will affect the other people's lives. So that's basically it. They don't have conscience. No conscience.
It's more of the common sense. Because everything we do, more than the afterlives, everything we do affects other people right now. So it's important when Dr. Shark tells about remember God, but it's more than that. Because God is everything that exists, is everywhere. So if we remember God, we remember that we are part of everything, and we need to take care of everything. That's right, Doctor? Well, Doctor, thank you for being here with us. We really appreciate your time, and I invite you all to read the paper, Dr. Shark, in the book The Mind of the World Philosophy Day 2019, that is sponsored by the Malaysian branch of the World Philosophical Forum. Doctor, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you all.
Thank you.